So the heading in this podcast might have given away a little bit about what we're chatting about, but it's something that fundamentally so many business owners get wrong. Let's just put it out there straight away. Get it wrong, and it's something we all need to improve on. So let's dive in right now. Massive 8 minutes ahead. Let's make sure that we get the who right, not the what. So one of the biggest challenges with people, particularly in the health and medical industry, is we are very detail-oriented people. And what I mean by that is we've got an academic background. We know what it's like to dot our I's and cross our T's. There might be the odd time where we say that P's mean degrees in our university degree and things like that. But the reality is that we do actually care about what we say and what we do. And we probably care a little bit too much about some of the attention to detail that's not actually needed. And fundamentally, it's those little bits of attention to detail that actually stop us from building and growing our business. It is what holds us back from making the right decisions and pressing forward. It's what exactly holds us back and makes us procrastinate about that new program, or asking a question to someone, or engaging a new referral source, or running the new marketing, etc. And so it becomes the reason why we actually hold ourselves back. And it's a limiting factor, a self-limiting factor that shows literally, I see it all the time. I see literally dozens and dozens and dozens of amazing health and medical businesses and practitioners that just aren't getting forward and having the growth and scale that they should, and not having as much impact as they could because of that limiting factor. And ultimately what it does is it means that those people are always asking what to do next. They're asking what they need to do next. They ask a whole bunch of questions around the what I need to do, what I need to achieve, what I need to, and we get caught up with a whole lot of people telling us about setting goals and putting the right metrics into place and test and measuring everything. And we've got to put this in, then we've got to do this, and got to start with the end in mind and all those things. Well, fundamentally, it is true. We do have to do those things. I mean, we teach this all the time. We had our last conference with about 80 of our clients about 2 weeks ago, and we set up our next game plan. We had run off 6-week cycles. We know what science tells us. We know how to get most productivity and make amazing results happen. Just on a side, by the way, every single one of our clients through the last 12 months of COVID have grown. So forget about the stimulus packages and JobKeeper and things like that. Every single one of our clients has had growth in the COVID period. And is phenomenal. Just a side little issue, but it's something that we're very proud of. So one of the things that we've had to work with all of those clients with, and with ourselves, is the fact that we need to stop asking what. We need to stop thinking about what we need to do next. What's my next step? We finish a task and we go, what's next? What's next on my to-do list? What? What we actually need to do, funnily enough, I used it myself, the biggest thing that we need to do is actually ask who. Who can help me with this? Who is able to do this? Who are my best meaning to work with in this process? Who can I ask the question of? Who can, etc. And so when we fundamentally change the what question into a who question, we create a lot more avenue for growth. We create a lot more scalability. And we create a lot more leverage, which ultimately gives us a lot more time, money, freedom, and impact. And that's what it's all about. I feel like a song. That's what it's all about. But it is. It's 100% true. We've got to stop asking what and start asking who. Now, a great example of this is I was working with a practice manager in one of my private clinics literally today, about 4 hours ago now, if I look at the clock. And I literally sat down. Her name's Sarah, and she's fantastic. And I sat down with Sarah and I said, hey, you know what? We've just got to really address a few things at the moment, and we weren't really moving as fast as what we could be or should be. And this comes down to a scenario where I just said, look, it's not a criticism. It actually comes down to the fact that you are doing the what, not the who. And she went, what do you mean? And I said, well, they're asking, what do you mean as well? And what I meant by that, and I explained to her, is that she was finishing up meetings with us. She knew what to do, how we need to implement our strategies and our game plans. She knew so much about the what that she would actually trot off and then get that done. But the challenge is that whilst we have a huge amount of big rocks and boulders of the big tasks, lots of little pebbles of the smaller tasks, she'd get herself very busy with the what. She'd go out there and start typing. She'd go into her office and start getting this done and that done. And she'd get really busy doing the what. What's next? Yep, done that. Tick it off. Right, what do I need to focus on next? Great. We hear people talk about how you've got to set lists and you've got to set priorities in the morning. She'd do that. She'd rock up in the morning. She'd look at her list and she'd say, what is the priority? What do I need to do? What is the next step? Righto, I've done that. What's the next task? And so herself, Sarah, was getting into this process of rolling over and over with the what, the what, the what. And whenever you ask what, you don't ask who, which means you self-limit your ability to grow. You self-limit your ability to create leverage, to rely on other team members, to be able to outsource tasks, to be able to get team members or people that might be better placed to actually help you out or, heaven forbid, do a better job at it than you. And when you think about this is 100% backed up by, good friends of mine, they associate and they go away and spend a lot of time with Sir Richard Branson several times each year. And that's literally his number one secret. He always says the biggest secret to him is when he gets a great opportunity that they want to do and work with, he doesn't ask what needs to be done. He doesn't ask how. He always asks who. Who do I know or who can I get that can actually do this as it needs to be done or better than I do it? And then he moves forward with that. He always goes to the who, not the what. And I think we can all agree that Sir Richard Branson has been pretty successful with that as his number one strategy for many, many decades now. And so have a think about it yourself right now. Are you asking who enough or do you ask what? Because I know that I've had to deal with it today with one of my office managers, Sarah. And to be totally honest, right before I pressed record on this podcast, it's been a really good avenue for me to just spend a good 5 minutes or so, not long at all, to actually address the what and who complex for my 6 companies. Soon to be 7 as we're starting this big venture with a massive global company out of London. And so it's literally a who complex there. We know that we're going to be the top of the tree on the board doing what we need to be doing, but it's not the what needs to be done next. It's who. Who do we need in our pipeline, in our tree, in our business, etc., to make those things happen? So in your own health business and medical business, who do you need to get to those things happen? Who do you need to ask those questions of? Who can you get to help in this scenario? Because whenever you ask what, you're always going to doom yourself to that self-limiting behavior of what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And as a net result, you will keep doing. You will get, many respects, you're going to get bored and frustrated. You'll get behind on workload. You'll feel like you're on the hamster wheel and never getting ahead because it's always about what's next. And it is nice to get momentum. It is nice to see accomplishments. It is nice to see us knocking tasks off our list. But ultimately, it's not going to get your desired result or your dreams or your big outcomes happening whenever you keep asking what. So, lesson for the day. Let's take 5 minutes right now and let's actually sit down and go, stop saying what needs to be done and look at what's in front of you and actually ask who. Who can get that done? Who can do this? Who can help me? Who can? That's almost a made up word. Who can? Who can is the words that we need, okay? As a net result, we're going to get more efficient and effective. We're going to get more momentum. Most of the time, we're going to get someone else doing a lot of the work with us or for us that are probably better equipped or could produce just as good, if not better. And as a net result, we're going to have more leverage, more scale, and a lot more potential for growth. And when you have scale and growth with leverage, you amazingly have huge amounts more impact and huge amounts more freedom for you to be proactive in what you do, where you go, what you say, and ultimately start to create more time, money, freedom, and impact for yourself, your team, and your clients. And that's what it's all about. There's that song again. That's what it's all about. And with that, I'm going to love you and leave you. Till next time, have a great day. Hey guys, thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Profitable Practice Podcast. I would love nothing more than for you to be able to leave a review. I get so much joy out of listening and reading the amazing things that you guys say about this. So please subscribe to our channel, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's get some more fantastic information out there so all of us can grow the industry together. Cheers for now.